walk rate in the American League. Doesn't have the same stuff that he used to have when he debuted in the majors more than a decade ago, and so he's tended to nibble, to your point, and he's tried to be on the edges, and that's led to him being in the strike zone less than any pitcher in baseball so far. Relies on chasing. Ohtani will lead off against him. The final game of this road trip, the rubber match between the Dodgers and the Astros. Ball one on Ohtani. 7 innings last night for Shohei for the first time in a Dodger uniform. First time since before his second Tommy John surgery back in 2023. And now to the plate where he tries to end an 0 for 17. The second longest hitless drought of his career. Outside corner, 1-2.
2 pitches right on the edge and 1 pitch a ball up. That is going to be the pattern, I think, most of the day if McCullers is successful. He's not going to want to give you anything in the middle.
Here's his 1-2 to Ohtani, and he gave him a breaking pitch right over the plate. I'm talking with Dave Roberts about Ohtani at the plate the other day. He said, I think the mechanics have locked in to where he's happy. It's just now missing the pitches in the strike zone. He's better swing decisions as well. We saw him chasing more a couple weeks ago. Hasn't done that quite as much. It's just those pitches he normally hammers that he's been missing.
Yeah, that pitch was slightly inside, but it was hanging right there to wallop.
Freddie Freeman with a tapper along first. McCullers hustles to get there. And quickly 2 out. He gets Freeman on the first pitch.
A veteran baseball clock from McCullers right there, even to an underhand throw, understanding that foot speed is not going to beat any kind of toss.
2 kickouts in this first inning. Teoscar Hernandez nods out to McCullers, his old teammate here in Houston. Hernandez showed some signs coming to life in St. Louis, but in the 2 games here in Houston, just 1 hit. 1 for 9, 4 Ks. The Dodgers scored 7 runs the first 3 innings of this series on Monday, but only 1 run. And they're now 16 innings since. Had their chances last night. Couldn't come up with that big hit, though. 1-2.
He should have some traffic today with the way McCullers edgy and walks people. If Altuve was up with that pitch, he would have swung at it. Yesterday. Wow.
Altuve's birthday. Day off as a gift.
McCullers using the same delivery as Ohtani. He has no trouble thinking about stepping off the mound, off the edge, but he has the old school wind up.
The 32-year-old who got to the majors 11 years ago. Soft bouncer left side. Only chance would be with a bare hand, and then it goes foul. He might have kicked off the edge of the grass there. That's spin on it too, and so Hernandez stays alive. Think about all the turnover here in Houston through the years, and this is the thread of this great era of Astros baseball when it comes to the pitching side. Garrett Cole has come and gone. Justin Verlander came and went twice. Framber Valdez had his whole 7-year chunk here in Houston before going to the Tigers, and the thing that has been there the whole time on the pitching side is McCullers. Rocks and fires another 3-2. Hernandez can't lay off and bookend K's on a breeze of a first. Tyler Glasnow takes it for the Dodgers when you come back. out, the Astros do. Carlos Correa, we mentioned that he was scratched yesterday with an ankle injury. Turns out he tore a ligament in his ankle during batting practice and is done for the year. So you got the bottom 4 guys in this Astros order. None of them started the season with a big league club. It's Cole's 3rd game. It's DeZenzo's 1st. It's Salazar's 1st. It's Shoemake's 4th. So this Astros offense, it's been one of the best in the league. This is unrecognizable from the group that's put up most of the numbers. And it's Tyler Glasnow that they face off with. 3-0 with a 2.56 and that 146 average against the best in the National League. He's the hardest guy in the league to get a hit against.
If he's landing the breaking stuff or getting ahead with any other things and then tries to finish him with that, he's going to mow through these guys.
Bryce Matthews leads off with Altuve getting the day off. 2nd time he's led off for Houston. He's ahead 2-0.
He's trying to avoid the walks. He had 6 of them in his last outing, but he also had the 9 Ks. 2 solo shots that didn't beat him, got him a no decision, but that's what beat the Dodgers yesterday.
Hook to left field and deep and gone. Bryce Matthews with a leadoff shot. It's as if yesterday never ended. The Astros peppering solo home runs out of here.
With a lineup that barely qualifies for a spring training lineup because of the names and the number of guaranteed big leaguers, they break on top again. Dodgers in their top of the 1st go with a whimper, and now they start with a bang.
So the last 3 runs for the Astros coming off solo home runs, and the last 3 runs allowed by Tyler Glasnow coming off solo home runs. Yordan Alvarez. You mentioned the 6 walks that Glasnow issued against Miami last week. Those wound up not biting him. He was able to fight through 5 2/3 innings even with all that traffic. And then the only damage came on those home runs. Dodgers lost that game. First time they've lost a game where Glasnow has pitched since September of last year. That includes his 7 appearances in the playoffs. Won all those games. Is 1-2. Taken low. Count evens up. Two. The 9 Ks that Glasnow had last week gives him 999 for his career. He'll be the fastest starting pitcher ever to reach 1,000 strikeouts when he gets there. 792 in 2/3 innings. Tries another 2-2 to Yordan Alvarez and strikes him out with a curve. Number 1,000 comes against one of the game's giants.
They should take that ball out of play. It's a very historic baseball to be number 1 all time as a starting pitcher, quickest to 1,000.
Gotta figure he knows, right?
I would think that somebody on the bench, Mark Pryor, think about, don't foul it off.
Oh no. Isaac Paredes takes a ball.
There it is. That's the ball right there. Oh, the umpire put it in his bag. They switched it out because it hit the dirt.
Hopefully that's a special bag.
Yeah.
If he and the Dodgers get 7 Ks in this game, everybody gets a free jumbo jack. Maybe the boys down in the video room have us on and they can relay a call up to the dugout. Get that ball.
Yeah, for sure. It's in the left-hand pocket of the home plate umpire. Is that it? There it is. Kirsten, grab that ball.
Joe, don't worry. I told Dino. He went down there and he told the authenticator. So they do have the ball, as you saw, and they're going to make sure they get it authenticated.
All right, Kirsten. Right. Saving the day. 2-1 on Paredes, who extended his on-base streak to 10 games yesterday. Hitting above 300 in that time. Unique player, valuable player for the Astros. Hardly swings at anything. The ones that he does swing at, he has one goal: elevate it to the pull side, to the Crawford boxes here. Has hit more fly balls to the pull side than any hitter in baseball since his debut. Only played 100 games last year, but hit 20 home runs in those 100 games.
Here, Boston, even a little bit, and Wrigley, it's a little bit intimidating for pitchers when you turn as a right-hander, look over your right shoulder, and you see that wall as close as it is.
Strike 3 called, 2 out.
It really does, in my mind, back in the day, change your pitch selection, because you are trying to make them use the big part of the field, even make them go to the opposite way, a right-handed hitter to right field. And especially when you have the statistics that this guy has as far as hitting fly balls to left.
Speaking of statistics, as far as hitting fly balls against the Dodgers, Christian Walker is the hitter. His home run yesterday, his 12th in his last 13 games against the team, and his 30th all-time against LA.
He hit it up there and was like he was shooting at the train.
Those 30 home runs places him 5th in the last 30 years against the Dodgers, and it is some list. Barry Bonds, Todd Helton, Paul Goldschmidt, the man that he replaced at first base in Arizona, Nolan Arenado, and then Walker. There's a head of glass now, 2-1.
Little slider low and away. Don't give him anything to pull here.
Fastball chopped to Muncy, and after the leadoff home run, sits him down in order. Off and rolling in Houston. Dodgers down a run. Working on a win presented by the Home Depot. Lance McCullers Jr., who first made his name in that 2017 postseason. He was an all-star that year. Pitched against the Dodgers twice in the World Series. Started Game 7. Only went 2+, but as a starter of that ball game, his career numbers against LA sparkling. 3-0 with a 1.72. He gets strike 1 on Kyle Tucker. Like father, like son. His dad, Lance McCullers, pitched parts of 7 seasons in the major leagues, the 80s and the 90s, mostly with San Diego, and he was 7-2 against the Dodgers. So the McCullers family 10-2 against LA. Lance was born a year after Dad ended his major league career. Started his in 2015. The 2017 season where he was a stud. One of the top young pitchers in the league. Tucker to first. It ricochets off the bag into right and continues his excellent series. On his way to second. Smith's throw not in time. Leadoff double for Tucker.
Hitting with some good fortune, but the good fortune has started to come around for him because he's barreling up a lot more balls. When you're hitting it firmer and you're hitting it out of the ballpark, start to find some holes or some bags.
Bag and then a hole.
Hit one bag, get two bags.
Tying run into scoring position. Max Muncy to the plate, strike one, and there were plenty of these opportunities yesterday, as you were touching on, but 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. And that 2-1 defeat. 7 scoreless innings from Peter Lambert, best start of his career.
You're going to have to hit the kitchen sink because McCullers has used all 6 of his pitches already. He's thrown the sweeper the most, but in the first inning he threw all 6 and he only threw 12 pitches in the first.
This guy who once threw 24 consecutive curveballs to end Game 7 of the American League Championship Series against the Yankees in that 17 run.
That's some deep scouting. Which one was the setup pitch?
Yeah.
He does have a curveball that does have different shapes at times, and especially back in his prime, where he could make it a little firmer and a little tighter, and then he'd make it sweep a little bit more. Before they started classifying all the different shapes of a breaking ball with different words, he was throwing different ones.
Chested down by Salazar, but he keeps Tucker put. And it counts 2-2 on Muncy. So what happened after that breakout in 17? Injury after injury after injury.
That's what happens after 24 curveballs.
Yeah.
You get hurt.
More than 3 full years that McCullers has missed. And now in the final year of his contract. Delivers to Muncy. He has said that he's at peace if this is it. 32 years old. He has 2 young daughters. So he wouldn't mind continuing to pitch, but his thoughts on having a great year this year are more about doing so for the franchise that drafted him and that he's been with his entire career, more than it is, he says, making a case to have a job next year. His 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed. He gets Muncy with a sweeper for his 3rd K. All 3 of his strikeouts have come on breaking pitches. 1 on 1 out for Andy Pages, who had half of their hits yesterday. A 3 for 4 night.
Yeah, there wasn't much offense other than Andy, and he is really the last week or so. Yeah, you could say he's cooled off from when he was hitting 450, but he's starting to come back around.
326 still pretty darn good. Poke to right field. Smith coming on, makes the catch.
They can't buy a hit with a runner in scoring position.
Now 1 out of 10 the last 2 days. And it'll be up to Dalton Rushing. Lead off yesterday, 0 for 3. And now over his last 10 games, 192. No extra base hits in those 10 games. Putting lay off a changeup.
Well, against McCullers, the league on first pitches has hit 375. On first strike, almost 350. So the Dodgers are between a rock and a hard place. Do I attack on the first pitch of the first strike, or do I stay disciplined because this guy will build a count and probably walk me?
Pretty good, but no challenge. And Rushing's ahead 2-1. It was away.
catcher's the most accurate as far as who gets the ABS system correct the most.
Big old bounce. Paredes not in time. Rushing hustles it out at an infield hit.
A hit with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah. If only it could produce a run.
A little less production than what you would want, but you know what? Dalton Rushing passes the baton with an infield chopper. That's well done with the bare hand. No challenge.
And he gets a guy to the plate here who don't you feel good about in these situations right now on Kim?
We really do. He has been squaring up a lot of baseballs, and his at bats have gone from, this guy probably needs some seasoning in the minors, to professional hitter.
Kind of don't like it when he's not in there.
Yeah,
just brings an element of life.
Yeah, I mean, the speed tells you that it makes it feel like the team has more energy, but that's, you know, just a feeling. But I think he does a lot of things well, including hitting.
Oh, there's a wild pitch that'll tie the game. Tucker into scores. It gets away from McCullers. Stings if you're Lance McCullers and the Astros.
That is a radical miss, and especially after the chopper with Rushing hitting it. A ball that, with the new stance of everybody worried about framing and giving the umpire the best look, you are locked up on one hip or the other depending on what leg is down.
The reason the Astros, biggest reason the Astros pitching staff has been so bad has been a lack of control. And this is one of the guiltiest parties right here. Wild pitch evens the issue at 1 here in the second. Now Kim has a chance to put him in front with Rushing at second. It's a fly ball to right field, but not deep. Smith is there. That's the inning. Dodgers get the tying run thanks to the wild pitch.
MLB is partnering with the Crisis Text Line to increase mental health awareness. It's free, 24/7, confidential support in English and Spanish. Text MLB to 741-741.
Uh-oh. Thomas Albert and Dave Roberts out there talking with Glass now.
Oh.
Who's going to leave the game?
Oh, no. I didn't see if there was a body part or something they were looking at.
Well, we're going to take a break as they figure out what to do with the pitching here. And We will dig into that and see what hints we can find. World Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Shakey's Pizza Parlor, serving up handcrafted pizza, crispy fried chicken, and famous Mojo potatoes since 1954. And by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. Nothing obvious watching Tyler Glasnow warm up. You can try to figure it out yourselves at home. We're trying to do the same. Speculate all you want, but
it is really hard. You don't see any body language. You know, the little bend over there with the head. If I had to guess, it's something in the upper body, but it's a complete guess.
Jack Dreyer out of a slumber out there like anybody would have been this early in the ball game, and so he's given all the time that he needs to get ready. 5 consecutive scoreless outings for him. 10 of his last 11 he's put up zeros, and he will take over what becomes a bullpen game.
He's pitched twice on this road trip, including on Monday. His longest outing of the year is back on April 17th, where he went 2 innings. So they're going to be patching this one together, and fortunate that the Dodgers have an off day tomorrow as they fly home. So they'll get home tonight, off day tomorrow. So everybody in the bullpen is pretty much available.
And the other side of that sandwich is 7 innings from Ohtani last night. Just 1 inning for the pen came from Alex Vesia.
Major League Baseball has you warm up out in the middle of the diamond because they want the show to kind of continue. They don't want your relievers or anybody coming in for an injury warming up in the bullpen and there's nothing going on the field. They want to keep the fans engaged and have you out there. And I will tell you, it is more awkward than anything to warm up in the middle of the diamond with the stands, because you feel like everybody's waiting on you and you have a tendency to want to rush, and it takes a very mature individual to say, I'm really ready, not I'm okay and I'm ready and I can go. So when you're in the bullpen, you can get it ready, you can slow down, you can get a drink of water, you get your towel, you can speed up, you do your thing, and all of a sudden you can tell by the game when you want to get ready. But this, out in the middle, all by yourself, warming up, there's some anxiety to it because it is strange. You don't do it very much during the year. And it is strange having everybody kind of wait on you.
It's like when you're trying to get your bags off of the plane and everybody's standing up right behind you when you're like, oh, strip dropping stuff.
Yeah.
Kirsten, you've got an update on the state of that pen on a day like this.
Yeah, Joe, they have some reinforcements. So Brock Stewart was activated off the IL today. Of course, we know he was brought over to the organization at the trade deadline last year, but his time was limited as he ultimately needed to have a shoulder surgery. So he's told me that he not only feels really good, he feels like the stuff is playing like he was before that shoulder surgery, the guy that the Dodgers wanted to acquire at the trade deadline. So he is available, and he even said that he's kind of anxious to get out there, so he's hoping his name is called soon, guys.
Very well may be today. If you are in the bullpen, you may get your name called in this one, with Tyler Glasnow leaving the game after the first inning with an injury. It's just such a bummer how well he was pitching, and always with him, the idea is if he can stay healthy, there's not going to be anybody that has better stuff, has chances to be more dominant than Tyler Glasnow. But the elbow and back issue his first year with the Dodgers. Last year the shoulder. It was the 5th start last year where he went on the injured list, missed a lot of the summer. And here in the 7th start of what to this point had been his best year as a Dodger, he leaves with an injury that we will find out more detail on. It's Cam Smith to start this second for Houston. 5, 6, and 7 coming up. Smith, a quiet start to his sophomore campaign. He's hitting just .224 with a 1 for 7 so far in this series. So Dryer's day begins. He starts him with a curve and a strike. Cam Smith out of Florida State. Where's the number 11 of the famous coach there, Mike Martin? Down 0-2.
Florida State has been a good baseball school for a long, long time. It is because of Martin.
Challenge here, powered by T-Mobile, and he's going to lose that challenge.
How'd you know?
Well,
the call is confirmed. Houston has 1 challenge remaining.
We try not to use that. We don't want to be right all the time.
One and two on Smith. So just 23 years old, his second season in the majors. Swats one to second, cut off by Freeland for the first out.
Nice play, made it look routine, but that ball was skidding across the infield.
A guy from Florida State to a guy from Ball State, Zach Cole. 1 for 7 in the 2 games in this series. These are his first 2 games of this season. And that 1 hit was a home run. Gives him 5 home runs in his first 17 games in the majors. It's under a 50 home run pace. Started this season in AAA, broke his toe, third day of the year there. So he's bummed to be starting in AAA and then has to get shut down completely for about a month. Chop it to Freeman. And for Jack Dreyer, a couple ground ball outs to open his day. We got our first update on Tyler Glasnow, and Kirsten has the details.
Yeah, Joe, so the Dodgers have now announced that Tyler Glasnow, after throwing those warm-up pitches, he has now left the game with lower back pain. So we'll find out more afterwards as to just what that means, what the next steps are for Tyler Glasnow, guys.
All right, and that was one of the ailments that kept him out 2 years ago. DeZenzo, with the bases empty and 2 out, makes his first at-bat of the year. DeZenzo is on that magical Team Italy in the World Baseball Classic and was having a good tournament, but then he injured his elbow, and that meant that he missed the start of this major league season. And just activated today. Italian heritage from Canton, Ohio himself, though. Dryer's ahead 1-2.
I wonder if more good athletes play football because they live near the Football Hall of Fame in Canton.
Ohio's a great high school football state.
Huge. Yes. And Texas, where we are now. Those are probably the 2 states you think about when you think about high school football. Jack Dreyer, 2 outs with 6 pitches. I guess he was ready in front of this large crowd out there in the middle getting ready, and that could bode well for him going multiple innings.
Check swing tapper, and a good tone set by Jack Dreyer here on what'll be a long day for the bullpen.
Be one of the first 40,000 fans on Mother's Day. That's Sunday, of course, May 10th. Score your exclusive clear tote bag. For more information, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
A leadoff home run from Bryce Matthews in the first inning, and a wild pitch, allowing the run to score for the Dodgers to tie it up. 9-1-2 coming up here in the third against McCullers. Alex Freeland has had himself a great series. 2 walks yesterday, on base 6 times in the first 2 games. First one from McCullers, misses away.
You like the way he plays even when he's not hitting, because he just brings a lot to the game, and the intensity and the youthful exuberance. But when he's hitting, it's even more impactful, of course. You love the energy, you love the intent. And it's really needed on a day game with an off day the next day, and you're going home. The trip hasn't gone well. It's one thing if the team is playing really well and winning a lot of games, kind of the day games just get in the way of your producing, and this is, you know, we'll go out and play baseball and it'll be fun and we'll win. But there needs to be intent and passion today to finish the road trip at 500. And you feel it. You know, I played 17 years, and day games are different. Day games are very different when you're playing well and winning, and day games are very different when you're not winning and you're struggling. And it's the way the guys come into the locker room, walk into the training room, get their breakfast. Whatever way it is that they come in, there has to be a few guys with energy and enthusiasm on these day games, because it's a different sleep pattern. You're on the road. There could be a distraction of slumps. There could be all different kinds of stuff that's going on in everybody's head, and somebody's got to be part of, we're together and let's go do this.
It's good at bat right there.
It was a really good at bat, and that's the kind of stuff you need. It is a different animal, a day game with an off day and heading home, and especially when you're down and out with your best player.
7th time Freeland has reached base in this series, and Ohtani takes a strike. Struck out his first time, and now one shy of his longest hitless streak. 2020, which was by far his worst season. Always a slow starter, and there really was nothing besides the start in 2020 with a 60-game season. He had an 0 for 19 in that year, and he's 0 for his last 18 here. He's also looking for his first hit the day after one of his starts this year. 0 for 11 with 6 Ks the day after he starts.
You talked about how McCullers wants to pitch well just for his team and finish off the team that gave him a chance. Well, it kind of goes hand in hand with continuing your career, that goal. If he can pitch well through the end of the season, which they're going to need with all the injuries they've had, he will get an opportunity to still pitch.
And now McCullers is showing signs of pain.
I looked at his finger. Is there a blister issue? Trainer looking down towards his hand too, and so is manager.
Dealt with blister issues last year.
Sometimes the conversation can be, yeah, I got one, but we don't have anybody else. You know, if everybody's healthy, it's a different conversation than if nobody's healthy.
Came back from the arm issue last year, but multiple stints on the injured list with the blister issue. And yeah, it was on that same spot last year, where it contributed to a 6.90 ERA. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Running out of room on that graphic, and not just a handful of guys. We're talking all-star after all-star, all their best guys. Here's the 2-2. Ohtani goes down the line and ends the hitless drought with an extra base shot into the corner. Double for Ohtani, 2nd and 3rd with nobody out.
A spark from the 9 spot, who has been a spark for a while since the middle of April. Freeland's on base percentage close to 500, in the top 10 in the National League, and Ohtani breaks out, and all of a sudden There is some fire in this Dodger offense.
Yeah, Freddie Freeman coming to the plate. Doubled yesterday, 364 for the trip, and I asked him today if the foot turning in thing felt as good in the game as it did in BP, and he said even on the strikeout, he said yes, that feels right. He told me yesterday, I just want to make a left-hand turn for once. I mean, I want to get an extra base hit, and finally did. And he said to me today, can I just keep turning left for once? He wants to get a ball out of the park. On an 0-1 from McCullers, fouls it off, and it's 0-2.
Freddie has told us for 3 years he's had his cutoff swing, not his A swing. Maybe this little fix as far as the front foot and keeping the front hip in a little bit longer is going to get him away from the cutoff swing. He's been a maniac as far as doing the same thing every day with the same stance and the same drills. It's a big step for him to all of a sudden give in to the fact that I'm going to make a physical adjustment, something that you would do in a drill, but it worked so well, he took it right in the game.
Here's another wild pitch with a man at third. Throw to the plate. He's safe. Sticks his hand in under the tag of McCullers. It was as if the thing had a magnet to the glove of Salazar. It went right to him and led to a bang-bang play at the plate.
You want to talk about intent and passion and playing baseball and doing something different from the 9 spot to a wild pitch that is not very wild, but still getting it done. Way to go, Alex Freeland. This is the kind of energy that you need in a day game on your way home.
So the Dodgers have taken the lead 2-1. Both runs scoring on wild pitches. He had just 2 wild pitches the last year plus. 2 of them in 3 innings today at the wrong time. And here's another. Here comes Ohtani. Wow. 3 runs on 3 wild pitches.
Well, you got to attribute some of this to the blister for sure. He's struggling with his grips. I'm sure he's struggling with pain at release when the pressure's the greatest. And it's making the ball come out at the wrong time. The spray pattern is ridiculous for a big leaguer. And now that we know he's dealing with a blister, I'm sure that is a huge factor and been a benefit for the Dodger offense.
You know, the other thing that is at work here, Cesar Salazar is catching him for the very first time. He just got called up today. Time in the majors the last few years, but has never caught McCullers. Freeman takes the walk. Still nobody out in this 3rd inning. We get a word from California colleges.
Start your future at a California community college. Enroll today and apply for financial aid at icangotocollege.com.
Continues to look down at that hand. You get the sense he's in a place mentally where he wouldn't hate it if Joe Espada came out of that dugout.
Well, if he gets removed for an injury, they're going to have all the time in the world for the bullpen, so you don't have to immediately get the bullpen up. If that meeting was about, yeah, I think that's about it, they could have all the time in the world, just like the Dodgers did. But he is saying, I will stay in.
Double and 2 walks in this 3rd inning. Teoscar Hernandez with Freeman at first, still nobody out. 1 for 10 strikeouts in half of those at bats in this series. In the air to right. Cam Smith, 1 out.
Another breaking ball right there. And I think it's the fastball that really irritates the blister because he has thrown 33 non-fastballs. It hurts more when you don't get results.
Yeah, to your point about the fastballs too, anytime it's been an obvious fastball count, he's gone to the cutter. Tucker, who doubled and scored, extending his on-base streak to 13 games. In the dirt, blocked by Salazar. Tucker is now 3 for 4 with a home run and a double against his old teammate at McCullers. Took him deep last year when he came here with the Cubs.
So if the blister's on his index finger, all the pitches that he has been selecting, stay away from putting pressure on the index finger. The cutter is more your middle finger. All the breaking balls are more your middle finger and leveraging it against your ring finger. So yeah, he's staying away from anything that he needs to push with both the index finger and the middle finger. So pretty much he is a one-finger pitcher in the way of far as leveraging the ball.
Mordecai three-finger Brown for the Cubs 100 years ago. Now you got Lance one-finger McCullers.
Yeah, he's using his middle finger as much as possible, and the index finger's probably just going along for the ride without pressure.
That's a strike.
And that's the cutter. And so as you come through as a righty, you're slightly turning your hand inward, and as you turn it inward, the ball is pressured on the middle finger, and the index finger just resting there.
Around the plate, ball 4. A third walk in this inning. Three-finger Brown lost one finger in a piece of farm machinery and mangled another chasing a rabbit, tripping over a stump. Broke it, dislocated it, never really got it fixed, but it led to him being able to grip the ball uniquely and put spin on it that nobody with 5 fingers could. Muncy, first and second, one away, and a ball.
We don't recommend surgeries or accidents to get better movement.
Nope. Stay on your feet, folks. Keep your hands out of the farm machinery.
That felt like the end of a drug commercial where they tell you all the side effects. Yeah. All the warnings.
Jason Alexander getting ready. 26 pitches in this inning, only 10 strikes and only 1 out. Muncy's looking for his first hit of this series. He's walked 3 times, but he's 0 for 7. Talking with Max yesterday about where his swing's at, because he's been talking about it coming and going and feeling good, but not consistently being there. He said, look, if you swing at strikes and you take balls consistently, your floor is going to be pretty high. And that's always been his biggest quality. Takes a little bit low here for ball 3. So he's had that to keep him afloat. And then he said mechanically he feels like he's in the best place he's been in years. Other little tweaks. He said side by side he probably couldn't even tell. But in baseball, he said if you move an inch, it can feel like moving a mile, and he feels like these little changes he's made have made a big difference in the way he's feeling. Right now he is not happy.
Probably not happy about 2 things: not squaring that ball up and not taking it for ball 4.
He's got Freeman at second, Tucker at first. 3-2 from McCullers is bang down the line towards the corner and foul. All those little changes have been with the intent of keeping his weight back, holding his hands back. Drift forward, he said, slide forward his body, and also his hands would drop. You kind of have this feeling of lunging at the ball. Another payoff. Got him. Challenge.
This was from the strike. Los Angeles challenging.
ABS is powered by T-Mobile. It did catch the corner. 2 out.
Because confirmed, Los Angeles has 1 chance remaining.
4 Ks from McCullers. Second time he's gotten Muncy. Andy Pages, the 7th man to bat in this inning. even though the Dodgers only have 1 hit. 3 walks, 2 more runs scoring via the wild pitch. Last 3 Astros runs, 3 solo home runs. Last 3 Dodger runs, 3 wild pitches with the man at third.
First sinker we have seen in a long time where he decided he needed to go in on Andy Pages. If I'm a right-handed hitter and I'm a Dodger, and with him out there with that blister, I am looking middle away with the pattern and shape of all of his pitches. Just tip your hat when he throws a sinker inside.
Pages, their best run producer this year, on 1-1, takes strike 2.
That one was juicy, and he just decided not to swing at it.
Along third, and foul. Still ball and 2 strikes.
McCullers being a warrior. I mean, with what he's dealing with and throwing the wild pitches, if he gets out of this inning, it's only 3-1. Dodgers are going to feel like they fell short. He's going to feel like he did a number for his team. 35 pitches coming off of a 19-pitch second. He's battling.
7 innings yesterday from Lambert, but still residual of what the pen has had to go through over the last week is heavily used. Taking down all he can. Pages gets to that high fastball to stay alive.
You have a lot of respect in the locker room and any pitchers meetings after an outing like this. The veteran status, the success he's had. Out there grinding.
Count evens 2-2.
Pages gets on. I got to believe they're probably going to take him out. He could be going into a 40-pitch inning.
With his injury history, blister he's dealing with today, down the line foul.
Andy might get him to a 40-pitch inning with his at bat. He's gotten people to 2 strikes. He just hasn't been able to put them away.
Thirty-ninth pitch of the 3rd inning from Lance McCullers Jr. Another 2-2 to Andy Pages. Hit in the air, deep left field, and DeZenzo won't even move. A bomb from Pages, and they make it hurt. 5-run third for LA. They lead it 6-1.
When you're throwing one-finger breaking balls and it's got a chance to slip out, and if it slips out just slightly, it's a hanger. If it slips out a lot, we've watched right-handed hitters get hit by those, or the ball goes over the right-hand hitter's head. But as far as if it slips out and you just barely slips out, then the ball just kind of rests and spins in the middle of the plate. It's what they call a cement mixer. And Andy didn't miss the cement.
Pages with his first home run since April 13th. And it's broken this one open early, 6-1 in the 3rd. Andy Pages unleashes and then slams the bat down with his first home run in 3 weeks. The Dodgers have been taking advantage of the little mistakes. Then one big swing has broken it open 6-1 into the Astros bullpen. A bullpen duel here. Tyler Glasnow leaving after 1 inning. McCullers unable to make it through 3. And Jason Alexander, who just came up last week, gave up 5 runs in 2 innings in his first game of the year. Facing rushing, 1 ball, 1 strike.
You know, and I was wrong on the home run. It was a sinker. It was a bad high sinker. Not, I saw the spin, but it didn't break because it was supposed to be breaking the opposite direction.
Roller down to first. Walker stays with it. Takes it to the bag and ends the inning. Dodgers get 5. Middle 3, 6-1. Well, if you happen to just be tuning in, Tyler Glasnow, before the second inning began, started to experience some back tightness, some back pain, and left the game. So the bullpen has taken over. Jack Dreyer had a 1-2-3 second inning. Both bullpens will duke it out in this game. Andy Pages hitting a 3-run home run to finish off Lance McCullers' day. 6-1 Dodgers as they try to win this series and get a 500 road trip. Braden Shoemake leads off against Dreyer. We talk about individual guys that set the bar so high. The team obviously has done the same with the back-to-back championships. You know, for all of eternity in baseball, 500 ball on the road, thumbs up. But the bar that's been set by this team, you're shooting for a 500 trip and you come out of it saying, eh.
Yeah, it's nice to possibly avoid a second losing road trip in a row. But yeah, 6-1 feels very comfortable, but there's a long way to go in this one. Good for the Dodgers that Ohtani went 7 and the bullpen is well rested.
Shoemake went deep yesterday. Swats one inside the bag down the left field line. Hernandez hustles over to cut it off and holds him to a single. The leadoff hit for Braden Shoemake.
Interesting swing. It's really elevated and stays on top of it enough to drive it into the ground and right down the line.
Yeah, this is going to be a busy camera today. Ricardo Enriquez. Cesar Salazar is headed an adventure behind the plate, catching McCullers today. McCullers dealing with that blister, not having the command. And Salazar was diving all over the place. First game in the majors this season for him. Parts of the last 3 years, though, in the big leagues. He's one of 2 natives of Hermosillo, Mexico in the lineup today. They've got Isaac Paredes and Salazar. Desert capital. "12 major leaguers all time from Hermosillo, 2 in the Astros lineup today." 2-1 pitch, and for a strike, 2-2.
Jack's either been high with his pitches or right on the corner away to lefties.
Dino Ebel, responsible for position in the outfielders. Fly to right center field. Tucker is under it for the first out. We talk about this being one of the hardest eras to hit in, statistically the hardest era ever in which to hit. Most of the discussion is around the pitchers and the stuff they're throwing, the lab designed breaking balls. Defensive positioning, which comes from an advancement in defensive scouting, which comes from an advancement in the data that we have on defense and where balls get hit. That's been a big part of it too. Even with the shift ban, it seems like there's always a guy right where he needs to be. It's a ball on Matthews, who went deep his first time.
I think it started when starting pitchers were told that pretty much unless you're elite, you're not going to see the third time around in the order. So hitters are seeing more and more pitchers, and the defensive positioning has definitely gotten better and better, and they've tried to do some things to bring offense back into the game with the banning of the shift, with the telling a reliever or you have to go at least a 3-batter minimum, so you're not facing that left-hander that's all he does is to come in and get one left-hander out. And I think baseball will continue to look for ways to improve some action like that.
Now, the third time through the order thing, not only are you seeing a new pitcher, instead of seeing a tiring pitcher, you're seeing one that's fresh and going to go out there and empty the tank. Matthews down swinging. 2 gone in the third. Number 3 for the Dodgers today, halfway to a jumbo jack. Astros, first 2 games of this series, struck out 24 times. They are contributing to jumbo jacks eaten. Alvarez struck out looking his first time up.
With the lack of offense, we're feeding America.
That's true.
At least the Southern California area.
But then there's the hitter approach thing, and that's a chicken of the egg conversation. You've got more hitters in this generation, and it is starting to peel back a little bit, but trying to elevate the ball, and then pitchers exposing that all or nothing approach. Again, that's a blanket statement. There are plenty of exceptions, and these days more and more exceptions, but just generationally.
Well, the priority list of on top, hitting the ball hard and in the air, compared to generations prior, making contact and putting the ball in play.
And why? That's what guys get paid to do.
Yep.
Why do they get paid to do that? That's what the numbers systems have said you need to do to win games. Hard to argue that. The place where there's room for argument is that also the way you win championships?
But generating runs and preventing runs are where both those equations start. And yeah, the numbers then play out over the course of 162 games. I think you have one theory, and I think there could be another theory when you get to both teams are so evenly matched and you're facing only the top 5 pitchers on the staff.
Alvarez, a hot shot to second. Freeland's able to get it. That ball is on him in a hurry after 3 innings in Houston, a 6-1 game.
Spotlight, sponsored by your Southern California Nissan dealers, is a wild pitch spotlight. It's the first time in 9 years the Dodgers have scored 3 runs on wild pitches in the same game, and they did it over the first 3 innings.
Lance McCullers was out there kind of like the walking wounded, with one less finger that he could really put pressure on the ball, and that probably led to all those wild pitches.
Ha-Seong Kim leads off. Takes a strike from Alexander. Kim flied out his first time. And it's actually 0-2 on Kim. He's 1 for 6 in this series. 303 overall. Down on strikes here. Freeland doesn't want this series to end. Walked and scored last inning. On base 7 times in these 3 games. Back in what is now his home state. You got a few of those. He's lived in 4 different states. He's born in Kentucky. Grew up most of his young years in Georgia. High school and college in Florida. He went to UCF. And now Texas. Swings and misses. Down 1-2. Jason Alexander, his brother Scott, pitched for the Dodgers.
Scott was an expert at the sinker ball.
Look out. Got him this time. Two out.
Looking for something else. That one came back just enough.
Ohtani put an end to that hitless drought with a double. At his first hit this year, the day following a pitching start. Ball and a strike. Book ended nicely here, where you'll have the day off yesterday, didn't hit during his start day, and then the off day coming tomorrow. Perhaps a nice little reset for him, getting this double in the middle of that.
Had a chance to get 3 more at bats. This one and 2 more.
Not a 2-1 from Alexander. He watches one through the back door. 2-2.
Dodger production in this series, it's all been in the first 3 innings. 15 runs in the first 3 innings in this series, or 13 of the 15. 7 on Monday, 6 so far today, and that segment of time is over with.
Just outside for ball 4, and Ohtani's on for the second time. We get a word from Kia. Freddie Freeman grounded out his first time, walked in the third, and came in to score one of those 5 runs in that third inning. There goes Ohtani. Throw to second. Not in time. Sticks his foot in with a stolen base.
They're not new anymore, but the pizza box bases helps this slide get in safe. He just grabs the outside corner closest to center field with his toe. This is a very accurate slide. Well done. Some serious strength to hold on to the bag.
Got his 5th steal this year in as many tries, and now Freeman down the line, but just foul.
He pitches yesterday, goes 7, gets his double, breaks out of the slump, gets a stolen base. Be a nice off day for him tomorrow. Still got a little work to do left today.
Another 1-2 pitch. Freeman shoots one to left field, down the line. It's a fair ball into the corner. Dodgers take advantage of the stolen base. It's a Freddie Freeman double, and it's 7-1.
Pretty soon we're going to have a foot-turning bobblehead. The head won't shake. It'll just be his right foot. It'll just close up as it wobbles.
.557, 3 away from Kent and Murray. By the way, the 6th 2-strike base runner for the Dodgers today. 3 extra base hits, 3 walks, and 2 strike counts. One and 2 on Teo, who's 0 for 2.
Yeah, he could use a little love. Dodgers need his energy. 99% of the time he's in a good mood, but this is one where he's got a little bit of a soft face.
Go ahead and use one. Cesar. Been a bunch of borderline pitches he hasn't. That one was a good call not to. The count's going to 3 and 2 on Teoscar Hernandez. Dodgers looking for another 2-strike base runner here. Astros have not been able to put him away. Until right here, Alexander strikes out Hernandez, and that's the inning. But Freddie Freeman drives in Shohei Ohtani with his 2nd double in as many days. 7-1. Dodgers in front to the bottom of the 4th inning here in Houston. And the call to the bullpen is brought to you by Jacoby and Myers. Here is Edgardo Enriquez.
10 innings and 6 walks. If there is a lot of potential and upside here, it exists for sure. It's all about command. He's got to figure out a way to get this great stuff in the zone on halves of the plate.
Strike on Paredes as 2, 3, and 4, 3, 4, and 5 come up here for the Astros.
About as easy as you could look throwing 100 miles an hour. Backs it up with an easy 101. So the kind of guy and arm that can win you a World Series. I mean, it is worth going through the struggling times with him when he doesn't have command, if he can learn what it's going to take to have command.
I was going to ask you what he has to do to get his strikeouts up, because even with this great stuff, it's still below average strikeout rate, but his command first.
Well, I think the strikeouts will come from the command, because he's going to have tighter windows where all of a sudden the hitter is not going to recognize what's going on. And so the ball is going to start as a strike, end up as a ball, instead of start at the edge and be a ball, where they don't really want to swing the bat against this guy, like that pitch right there. I mean, it just starts out of hand as a ball and it just ends up a ball. That's going to be successful at the minor league level. You know, guys are going to know, oh my gosh, guy throws 100, I got to start early, and they'll swing at those really bad breaking balls. It's not going to happen as much here.
Shot to left field and a base hit for Paredes.
And that's what happens. Big league hitters will just start spitting on the breaking ball and saying, I'm just giving up on that. If he can throw one for a strike, all right, but I'm just going to sit on the heater. And that's inner half. It's a good pitch after the breaking ball that came before it, but the breaking ball before wasn't even part of the sequence.
Leadoff hit for Paredes to extend his on-base streak to 11 games, and now Christian Walker. Grounded out his first time. Walker out of Norristown, Pennsylvania. Dodger fans saying, wait, why have I heard of that town? Tommy Lasorda.
Sorta.
And Mike Piazza.
I've actually been there when we would play the Phillies. Tommy would say, come on. A few of us would get in the car and go to his hometown.
What was it like?
Small town, a lot of farming, a lot of good food, home cooking. Didn't go to many restaurants there. We would eat at people's houses.
Down to third for Muncy. He'll go to second for one. Freeland to first. A tailor-made double play.
Tommy Lasorda used to say, pitcher's best friend, DP Lane. 5-4-3. Few addresses on DP Lane.
Strike on Smith. Tommy and Mike Piazza's dad were tight.
Very tight.
Without that relationship, there is no Mike Piazza. Favor after favor to get Piazza just a chance in college baseball. University of Miami didn't get any playing time there, so he called in another favor. Tommy did to Miami-Dade Community College. He went there and was good enough, but not really good enough to get drafted until Tommy called in another favor and had the Dodgers draft him in the 62nd round.
Yep. I was there the day he hit on the field at Dodger Stadium where the scouts were watching him.
Wow.
Brought him in for a special tryout.
Smith watches this one go by, and in the fourth. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. 7-1, Dodgers in front. Still a long way to go in this one, but looking for a series win and a .500 trip as Kyle Tucker takes a ball from Alexander. Another good day for Tucker here. Double, walk, 2 runs scored, and perhaps this trip here to Houston to face his old team we can look back on as a turning point.
So many different stimuluses that you call on to lock in on a daily basis. Yes, there is the practice and the grinding, the video work and the scouting. But yeah, sometimes a change of scenery or a comfortable place can be the right stimulus.
Three and 2 on Tucker.
He's done his portion of the work today with the extra base hits. When the Dodgers have almost 4 extra base hits, that's when they win. When they have less than 2 extra base hits, that's when they lose. And so they've got 4 today, 3 doubles and a home run.
One of the biggest, if you do this, things you can do is hit a multi-run home run. Changeup falls off of the table there for the first out of the 5th. You know, home runs, I think, through this era have, we talk about how guys are searching for it, kind of got demonized a little bit in the search of them, but it's still the surest way to win. You can produce that power, as we've seen for the Dodgers the other side of that lately. They haven't had the home runs, they haven't had the wins.
I could break a broadcasting rule right here and say, isn't there another one that the predictability of you score more runs than your opponent in 1 inning?
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Well, yep.
If you can score more runs, I don't know how you would define it, but you, in your wins, you scored more in 1 inning than they did the whole game.
But that happens more often than you'd think. And if, yeah.
Because the Dodgers with that 3rd inning. And Andy Pa has, with your point, a multi-home run or a multi-run home run. 3-run job.
The surest paths to victory.
It's what we expect from this team. That's why it's been so surprising to watch the offense have this long a flat tire.
As they've lost 5 of their last 7, all 5 of those losses 2 or fewer runs. No home runs in those 5 defeats. And that's just the more narrow picture. It's been a few weeks like that. Jam shot, center field, finding a home. Base hit from Muncy. First one of the series for Max. Brings up Pages, who crushed a 3-run home run his last time.
A high two-seam fastball, and he knew it. He enjoyed it.
Tops this one foul. Had a 3-hit game yesterday. It was his first multi-hit game in about a week and a half. And then this big home run right here. First one in 3 weeks. Down the left field line towards the corner. Another. Pages living in the Crawford boxes. Second home run of the day for Andy Pages, and it's 9-1.
Building his case early to be an all-star. Long hot streaks, short cold streaks, and he's starting to look like that kind of player.
Rushing takes a strike. It's his first multi-home run game this season, 3rd of his career. So 7 total for Pages this year. His RBI total now up to 32. And an infield hit here for Rushing.
His second
today. Yeah, he had 2 last year. He's got 2 today.
Between Muncy and Rushing, barrels are overrated.
Pages is like, eh.
No, I won't stay with that theory.
Yeah.
I'll barrel them up. You guys can get jam shots and off the end.
Strike on Kim. Trying to join the fun. He's 0 for 2. Those 32 runs batted in for Pages puts him now 2nd in the majors, 1 behind Matt Olson. Average is up to 333. That puts him 5th in the majors. 2nd in the National League behind Ildemaro Vargas, who's hitting 374 for the Diamondbacks. Slap to center, right at Cole. Down in front of him. And a base hit. Nine runs on now, 9 hits for the team today.
Kim was teetering around 300 at 299. This one off the end of the bat. 3 of the 4 Dodger hits in this inning not hit well. Andy Pages broke that barrier. Off the end for Rushing, off the end for Kim. Jam shot for Max Muncy.
And a word from Morongo.
Smoking good times, cigars, spirits, May 17th, Morongo.
Freeland, who started the 4-run 3rd inning with a walk. On base 7 times in these 3 games. Bouncing ball right side. Walker will go to second. Late to first. And Ohtani gets a chance here in the 5th. double and a walk his last 2 times. Run scored in both those trips on. Alexander, who was built up as a starter in AAA this year, taking down all he can. 53 pitches over his couple innings of work. First and third, 2 out, 1-1 to Ohtani is in the dirt.
Just keep pulling the string on him. 3 off-speed pitches in a row. Showing some discipline. He'll have a big green light right here where he wants to hit, hoping to get a strike.
Swats it through the left side and a base hit. And to score is rushing. Freeland goes to third. 10 runs for LA. Good sign. Having Ohtani shoot a ball the other way like that.
Yep, shoot it that way in the air. We saw at the beginning of this series he humpback linered that direction, had hit on the field to start seeing what the ball's doing off the bat, the spin and the angles. That was a good sign.
Freddie drove in a run with a double last time. Second one in this series. Up above 375 on this road trip.
It's turning into a stat stacking game for the offense. These are the kind that kind of change the editorial of a team. Makes it hard on the statisticians to balance out what's going on, because these numbers, all of a sudden from game 1 you get 8 and now all of a sudden you're getting 10 and the game's only halfway over. But in the middle you only get 2 or 1. It's an odd feeling to know what's really going on.
Walk for Freddie, loads the bases. So in addition to the 10 hits, they have 5 walks, 15 base runners in less than 5 innings.
Everybody's reached except for Teo. And everybody's gotten hits except for Teo and Freeland.
And just now some stirring in that pen. Daniel De Los Santos gets his hat outfitted with PitchCom and starts to get loose. Hernandez, the only Dodger that hasn't reached base today.
His friend and the guy he's mentoring having a really good day in Pages. Teo would like to put a smile on his own face.
Frustrated, had one backing up right there that when he's right gets hit a long way.
It's hard to tell yourself to go to the opposite field when the hanger's inside. You're not hitting. But with your approach going to the opposite field, you can just react to those ones and keep them fair on the inner half.
Down swinging. Dodgers leave him loaded, but they get 3. Andy Pages gets his second home run of the day. 2 home runs, 5 knocked in for Pages.
On May 13th, the world champion gold jersey night. The first 40,000 fans in attendance to get an exclusive gold jersey. For more information, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
You got to do the medical read there, commercial. Yeah. Alex Call into the game in left field with this game. Don't want to say in hand, but looking pretty good. Dave Roberts makes those changes. Call to left, Espinal to third. Enriquez stays in and gets a strike on Zach Cole. Up there towards the rafters. Immediately Alex Call gets involved, makes the call, makes the catch. It's like the worse the potential side effects, the faster they talk.
Oh yes, yes.
You know?
Yeah. If you lose a game that's 10-1, here come the side effects. If you have the 10.
DeZenzo grounded out his first time here in his first game of the year. Takes strike 1 from Henriquez. Two and one. All kinds of support today on a day where the Dodgers lost Tyler Glass now after an inning with lower back tightness. 2 scoreless from Jack Dreyer, 1 1/3 so far from Henriquez, whose regular season career high is 1 2/3. And 2 in the postseason before. Full count. One of just 2 games going on in the major leagues right now. The Brewers and the Cardinals are wrapping up a series in St. Louis, but the first 2 games, Brewers have a 6-1 lead. Last chance for the Cardinals there. DeZenzo has his bat destroyed. Kim has to sidestep it, still keep his eye on the ball and throw him out. Nifty stuff from Ha-Seong Kim, and calm all the while.
It is really rare when the bat goes farther than the ball, especially when it gets all the way to an infielder. Crazy.
Two away for Shoemake. Three hits in this series, including a home run yesterday. The former first-round draft pick pops it up in the diamond right here. Espinal coming on, and both guys that just checked into the game got to make a play. 5 in the books, 10-1. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Jack's new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal with a chance to win the $75,000 prize for Jack's 75th anniversary. 10 runs on 10 hits for the Dodgers. Kyle Tucker has one of those hits, a double, and he scored 2 of the 10 runs. Braden Shoemake has moved over to third base, and Nick Allen has checked in at shortstop. So Paredes out of the game. Both managers in a blowout, making a couple moves here. And you wonder, talking about the managers, if Joe Espada is going to be given the chance to see this through here. In the final year of his contract, a lot of talk about him being on thin ice at this point. It's an organization that's had so much success in recent years. Last year missed the playoffs for the first time in a decade. And now in the final year of his contract. The one thing that he can point to at least allow himself to get a little bit of sleep is that in his first year as the manager 2 years ago, they were 12-24. And they came back and won the West. And the other thing he has going for him is that the division is not very good. Base hit for Tucker. He's aboard for the 3rd time today. You know, so the Astros, while they're 15-22, they're only 4 games out of first place.
hard to pin all these injuries on the manager.
Agreed.
I mean, if he gets them to 500, even with this start, and is in competition in the division, it'd be hard to fire him.
Call fouls it off. You look at the entire American League, and it's like, what is going on? There's only 3 teams above 500. Only 3 teams 500, period, in the American League. The Tigers and the Guardians are 18 and 19 in the Central. In first place.
Yeah. So Yankees, Brewers.
Brewers are in the NL.
Sorry.
Yankees, Rays.
Front. Yep.
A's. And the A's are just a game over. So you're 1 loss away from having just the Yankees and the Rays above 500.
Wow.
And they're both red hot. The Rays have won 11 of 12. Yankees 15 out of 17. National League Central, conversely, everybody's above 500.
Yeah.
Cubs especially going crazy. They've won 17 of 20. Fly to center field by Call. Call to Cole for the first out of the 6th. Best record in baseball still belongs to the Atlanta Braves at 26 and 11. Andy Pages, what a day he's having. He's knocked in half of the Dodgers' 10 runs with a pair of shots.
That's a 3-run job. And this one, he gets out. Both of them pretty close to the same location. Slightly up and inner half. Ooh, got one almost in the same place. That one was
a third.
Yeah, a little down the middle.
Walker's got it. 2 out. Those Braves at 26 and 11 coming into Dodger Stadium this weekend without Ronald Acuna, though, who was placed on the injured list a few days ago with a hamstring injury. Matt Olson, though, 4 home runs in 5 games so far in May. 28 extra base hits for Olson. That's 7 more than the next guy.
Whoa.
If they win today, they're playing in Seattle today. If they win today, they'll be the first team in 25 years to win 11 of their first 12 series. Record-setting Mariners in 2001, 116-win team. The last to win 11 of its first 12 series. Rushing, cracks the line drive to second. Then Matthews spears and the top of the 6th. It was May 6, 1931 that Willie Mays was born in Birmingham, Alabama. Willie passed away at the age of 93 2 years ago, but Happy birthday up above to Willie Mays, one of the all-time greats. 10-1 Dodgers to the last of the sixth. Kyle Hurt is on the pitch. Willie started playing pro baseball for the Birmingham Black Barons when he was a teenager, fitting the game schedule into his school schedule. Kept on going to high school and playing the games on the side. Cesar Salazar leads off and takes high for ball one. He always said he distinctly remembers when his dad told him about Jackie Robinson signing with the Dodgers, and remembers feeling like his whole life had changed. His whole world picture had changed when he heard that. His baseball went from being a thing that he enjoyed doing and made a little bit of money doing to, wait a minute, I could make a life out of this. Jackie can do it, so can I. The all-around greatness of Mays, hard to match. All-star 24 times. The other way for Espinal on a big bounce, makes a nice pick, and so does Freddie Freeman for the first out of the sixth. Pretty stuff.
Quite a play there, and then that one was with the high glove. This one is with the low glove. A couple of acrobats on the field. Freddie like a fish on a tuna boat.
Strike on Matthews. That rolled off of the tongue like you know about fishing.
Just watch every once in a while. What is it on History or Discovery Channel? Those fishing, those most deadliest catch or something, that show. Yeah.
Matthews led off this game with a home run, made it 1-0 Houston. 10 in a row for the Dodgers since then.
You got any more on Willie Mays? That was interesting.
How about these lifetime stats for Willie?
Yeah.
660 home runs. And he hit .301 for his career.
Oh my. Yeah.
Stole 339 bases.
His number was 24, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
24 All-Star games. How many guys wear 24 and make 24 All-Star games? He's a one of a kind.
Matthews down swinging, 2 out. I've of course never watched Willie play before my time, but reading about the joy that he played with, and reading stories about him when he was playing in New York, he loved baseball so much that before he went to the park, every morning he'd spend an hour or two playing in the streets with the kids in Harlem playing stickball. Shea Whitcomb pinch hitting.
He had that kind of energy even when he is retired and he'd come visit the locker room or hang out down there on the bench. All that. He had just so much energy when he was at the ballpark. Personality just exuded out of him. This Dodger pitching staff doing an amazing job. The bullpen, they're going to end up having to pitch 8 innings, and that's going to be way past the longest they've gone this year, which was 4 1/3. And they've only faced, since the leadoff home run, 1 over the minimum. Doing a job no matter who they put out there on the mound.
Hurt looking for 1, 2, 3, 6. Then he's got it, striking out Whitcomb to send this to the 7th. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit Kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Ice cream of the future. Dippin' Dots. Strike one on Ha-Seong Kim. 10 runs on 11 hits for the Dodgers. Kim has one of those, a single his last time. Just foul. Foul again.
That pitch was like chin high to him when he got to it.
Blake Treinen getting ready.
This is the kind of game, if they get you up, you're coming in. There are times that you could get up in a bullpen in a 4-3 game and they've got you pegged for a certain hitter or a certain situation, but 10-1, you're up, you're in. You're not going to put any wear and tear on those arms and bodies. The pitchers are doing a good job of not having wear and tear on them. Dreyer comes in his first inning, only used 10 pitches, so he's able to go 2. Enriquez comes in, first inning goes 11 pitches, he's able to go 2. Hurt, who's only going to go 1 inning, only threw 11.
That's flying out to left center field. DeZenzo on the move, will turn and watch it hit in the little nook over there. Kim will head for third. He's got a stand-up triple.
Between Kim and Freeland and Call, the energy they bring, it's a lot of fun to watch.
First triple of the year for Kim. Somewhat surprisingly, only the second in his major league career.
Center fielder doesn't come over. He got a chance for an inside the Parker, the way the Karams can work out there in left center.
Freeland smacks a base hit into right field, and it's 11-1. Freeland reaches base for the 8th time in this series.
He and Tucker are not going to want to leave Houston. Pages is right there with him. The hits just keep on coming. He is being a very good DJ here in Houston.
Ohtani came in 0 for his last 17. He's 2 for 3 with a walk today, and he takes a strike.
Dodgers have put pressure on Houston the whole game. 4 of the 7 innings, the leadoff hitters got on. 3 of the 4 of those, they have scored.
Bouncing ball. Matthews will go to second for 1. That's all they'll get. Kind of an awkward side shuffle throw right there.
Gets stuck a little bit in his glove, and it's rattling around, which then throws off the timing between the lower body and the upper body. He just pushed it over there in time.
Pinch hitter Miguel Rojas for Freddie Freeman. Up the middle, Matthews stabs it, and a double play. Stand and stretch. Time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Sit and Sleep.
Be one of the first 40,000 fans on May 11th and receive a 2025 World Champion Trophy replica presented by Budweiser. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
Blake Trinan on to pitch the bottom of the 7th inning for the Dodgers. And Miguel Rojas pinch hit for Freddie Freeman. He's going to go in to play first base. He had to find himself first baseman's mitt.
He could catch over there with any glove that they put on him. Somebody else's glove, too small a glove, or first baseman's glove.
Played 3 innings there last year, 1 inning there 2 years ago. 111 games there in his career, most of those back in Miami. So it is Trinan to face Allen. Strike 1. Two scoreless from Dreyer, 2 scoreless from Henriquez, who matches his career long in doing so. An inning from Hurt. And now Trinan getting a ground ball to second for the first out of the 7th.
They continue to make it look easy on the mound and on defense.
On a day that could have gone south quickly, losing your starter an inning in. Here's Walker. Started the series with a full beard. Now rolling with a stash. Either a decision to make a change or the battery ran out. Ground ball has eyes into center.
In some ways, when Walker's playing against the Dodgers and all he does is a ground ball base hit, we're kind of happy.
Yeah.
The way he owns the Dodgers.
Keep him in the park.
Yep.
Cam Smith 0 for 2 in this game, 1 for 9. Astros going to need him to get going. Strike 1 from Trinan. Driven in the air, center field. Pages sprints back. Pages makes the catch. What a day, Andy Pages. What a player, Andy Pages.
It is a very deep center field, and there's a lot of territory behind Andy, and he stays on his horse and runs a very good route. Just a slight adjustment as the ball started to curve at the end, but he gets it into the fingers and snatches it in the webbing.
I was talking with Dave Roberts about this the other day. How, remember when he broke in, there were questions of if he could even play center field, if he could stay there.
Yep.
And now, one of the best in the league, both by eye test and, as you see, numbers. Only guy that's graded out better in center field this year is Pete Crow Armstrong. Cole to right, that's a base hit. And after Walker had taken second, he heads for the plate, throws caught off. Rojas diving to the bag, but so is Cole safe. So an 11-2 game as Cole drives in Walker. Let's check in with Kirsten.
Thanks, Joe. When it comes to Andy Pages, talking to Dino Ebel, who works closely with the outfielders, he said he saw the biggest difference in Andy last year. He not only was showing up early to get more reps in the outfield, especially early in the day, but of course the work he was doing in the weight room. They often talk about the goal for them is just to take a hit away. And he said that he noticed in Andy, right, especially going into that postseason, he noticed that's when the biggest difference was for him with his first step and just reading the ball off the bat.
And it shows. Good center fielder can fix a lot of problems. Bad center fielder can make it look like a huge problem.
Yeah, mistakes out there put people in scoring position and score extra runs. Mistakes in the infield, usually just 90 feet. A lot of times it's just the batter runner on the error gets to first. That run off of Blake snapped an 11 unanswered by the Dodgers.
Rolled to second for Freeland. Astros get one, but they need a lot more than that as we go to the 8th. Everybody getting the job done for the Dodgers today, but if you want to pick one to focus on, Andy Pages has hit 2 home runs and driven in 5 and made this play in center field.
He's been the best player on the team as far as the everyday guys. He has been amazing at the plate, amazing in the field.
Espinal leads off against Enyel De Los Santos. Seeing Pages go make that play center field like that reminds me of Tal's Hill being here. They had a hill in center field with a flagpole in fair territory.
Yep.
What a cool idea, and then just as soon as you step out there, what a terrible idea. I mean, it looked fun and gave plenty of character, but gosh.
Yeah, it did look fun, but it could break a lot of ankles.
I'm surprised it was allowed.
Yeah, it was allowed in baseball back in the day in a couple fields, but you know, so deep that those guys might not have been able to reach it back then. These guys with all the training hit more and more balls out there by a hill.
De Los Santos, a journeyman. Eight teams in 8 years in the major leagues, 6 in the last 4 years. Came to the Astros at the deadline last year. Gets a strike on Kyle Tucker. Two hits and a walk today, 2 more runs scored. 5 hits in this series for Tucker, including a home run, 2 doubles. That's a pitch clock violation. Home plate umpire today is Edwin Jimenez out of Venezuela.
He has done a great job.
One of the younger umpires in the majors. To second. Matthews has it. 2 out.
Once he got a hit in this position of the order, Alex Call in his first at bat in the 6th flew out to center. Looking to join the parade that the Dodger offense has created today. Out hitting Houston 13-5.
Call another pinch hit last night. On base 5 of his 8 times at the plate off of the bench this year. Foul ball, stays at 0-2. No, I guess it wasn't. So there's a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Call. Tanner Scott's ready to go.
I would think that we would see Brock Stewart in the 9th then. Yesterday, the Dodgers out hit the Astros, but lost. Only the 4th time this year that has happened. They're 20-4, about to go 21-4 when they out hit their opponent.
Call to third. Shoemake. Low throw that Walker is able to grab to the bottom of the 8th. Yeah, but happened to be tuning in late. Tyler Glass now warming up for the second inning. His back tightened up on him, so he left the game. And this became a rickety bridge, you would think, but Dodgers have been able to cross it and given up just one run with the bullpen. 6 innings between Dreyer, Henriquez, Hurt, and Treinen. Only one run. And now it's Tanner Scott for the 8th in an 11-2 game.
You had mentioned it earlier, this bullpen being fresh and effective, set up by the Ohtani outing. And even Yamamoto. Those starters that are going deeper and deeper for this Dodger team at really a historic rate. Today is the anomaly of an injury to a starter and not going at least 5 2/3, 6 innings. Sometimes they're going 7.
Freeland gobbles it up and throws to first to get Shoemake. No one gone in this 8th inning. Cesar Salazar.
Dodger pitchers in this series an ERA just over 2.5. They're going to end up getting two wins out of it.
Salazar up the middle, right at Kim, who is positioned up the middle. 2 out. And then as they head into the Braves series, Dodgers will try to string together good offensive performances, because they've had these flashes over this few-week stretch where the offense has been down. A couple 12-run performances, the 8 runs on Monday. And try to string together some big days. Won't be easy against the Braves, top team in baseball so far. And they've got them lined up this weekend. Chris Sale, who is 6-1 with a 2.14. Spencer Strider, whose numbers are not good as he's come back from injury, but still Spencer Strider. And then Bryce Elder, who's having his best season, 3-1 with a 2. Goes on Sunday on Mother's Day.
You wear the shin guard and still misses it. Get your toe.
Rushing couldn't quite squeeze it. Stays at a ball and 2 strikes on Matthews.
Tanner Scott, after last year, has really been a pleasant surprise this year, and now a necessary surprise with Edwin Diaz's injury.
This is the 12th time in his last 13 games that he's put up a scoreless outing as Freeland makes the grab, and we go to the 9th. Stay tuned when the game finishes. A lot of offense to recap for John and the guys on Access Sportsnet Dodgers, presented by Mercury Insurance. Sign says no Jerry, 11 runs. I don't know. Cesar Salazar is the new pitcher. Andy Pages looking for a third home run. He's got it. Doesn't always work that way when you face the position player, but Pages takes advantage of the softball thrown up there. Hadn't hit a home run in 3 weeks. He's got 3 today.
Supplied his own power on that lollipop. 363 feet worth. Pretty much hit it like a slow pitch softball player.
Rushing goes way up there. Caught by Vasquez. First career 3 home run game for Pages. Second this year for the team. Max Muncy had one against Texas. It finished with a walk-off. And now Pages with these 3 is within 1 of Muncy for the team lead. 48-mile-per-hour slider. Salazar actually pitched a scoreless inning last year. Didn't give up a hit. Says slider. Looks pretty knuckly.
Looks like a knuckleball.
Kim to left center. 2 out. And Brock Stewart gets ready to have a very soft landing for his first game of the year.
It's really perfect. You know, you're trying to find something low leverage, about as low leverage as you're going to find. A little bit of adrenaline because the win is in the balance because it's the 9th inning. But other than that, it is just welcome back to the big leagues. Get some exercise.
Freeland punches a bouncing ball left side, and that's why I made the point. Pages hit it. Doesn't always work out. He hit it into the seats when he faced the position player. 1, 2, 3 after Pages' 3rd of the day. Career day for Andy Pages. 3 home runs, 6 driven in. And 3 outs away from clinching this win for the Dodgers as Brock Stewart makes his return to the big leagues.
Good to see Brock. Dodgers are looking for a dominant right-hander for sure. And Brock getting himself back healthy and has been that kind of pitcher when he has been healthy. So this will be exciting to see.
Dominated last year in Minnesota, had a 2.38 ERA. Dodgers got him at the deadline, but Was shut down with an arm problem after 4 games and has continued to work his way back from that. Kirsten reported that he said he's feeling great as he makes his season debut, and he pumps in a strike at 96 to Vasquez. To put the finishing touches on an all-around beatdown today. The series played out how the records would hint at it playing. As you know, it's not always that way in baseball. The worst teams beat the best teams all the time. Dodgers 8-3 on Monday. Astros hung on 2-1 last night, and now 12-2 today. Dave Roberts' team on the verge of 23-14. Padres and Giants wrapping up a series today in San Francisco, as Stewart gets a strikeout against the first man he faces. And you get Jumbo Jacks. Strikeout number 7 today for the staff.
He got it done with a couple of good fastballs, a breaking ball in a good spot that didn't get him to bite, and then elevated. So, yes.
Allen with 1 away. Mentioned the Padres playing in San Francisco. They've split the first 2 games there. Dodgers start the day with a half-game lead over the Padres. Tied at 1 in the 4th inning in San Francisco. A half game ahead of the Padres, 4 ahead of the Diamondbacks, 8 ahead of the Giants and Rockies. Both sit at 14 and 22. Allen to third and a bounce Espinal over to first. 2 gone in the 9th. And Walker 1 more at bat.
It's a nice test for Brock Stewart. Trying to have a 3-up, 3-down inning. His first inning coming back. Get to face one of the better hitters in the big leagues. This will evaluate your stuff for you. Get him to swing at that breaking ball. It was well located, late and sharp.
Oh, 2.
Officials call a try, the batting challenge.
Well, you don't get to take them with you. Powered by T-Mobile.
The goal is confirmed. Houston sound of challenges.
Breaking ball away after that. Oh, elevated. Okay. Showing some confidence in his fastball as a finishing pitch. Already did it once with 1 hitter. Tried it there.
There it is. Dodgers leave no doubt today. 12-2 over the Astros.
Have a day, Andy Pages. Welcome back, Brock Stewart. Nice to go home on this road trip. At least 500.
They take 2 of 3 from Houston, win this series. Brock Stewart in his return. A 1-2-3 9th inning. Ohtani snaps the hit list drought. Just all good things today. Nothing better than Andy Pages with his 3 home runs and 6 knocked in. Now tied for the major league lead. 33 runs batted in this year. For Earl Hershiser, Kirsten Watson, and the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from Houston. Back home to take on the Braves on Friday night.